I'm a great believer in using your influence to make positive change in the world. Lots of our role models feel exactly the same. They've had fantastic lives. Others have had more difficult lives. But it's so important that we use those stories to pass on ideas, to create change. There was a particular suicide here of a boy called Dominic Crouch because he kissed a boy in a game of spin the bottle. And there was no inference that Dominic was actually gay, simply that he followed a dare along with other young people that night. But he was bullied, so he chose to end his life simply because he was labelled as gay. So the concept is that we speak to young people about this and we open the conversation up entirely and say, what is it you're scared of? What's wrong with the word? Why do we use it like this? And we basically take in real people. So young people can empathise and understand. One of our transgender role models up in Liverpool I've seen her go into a school where young people don't realise that she's transgender at the beginning. The looks on their faces, they really, really like her. She's a really good laugh, they warm to her, and then they realise that she was born a man, but actually it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. They all come up and talk to her at the end, they all want to shake her hand, or they want to catch up with her on Facebook. It's really lovely to see, and they couldn't care less how she was born, what she's called now, how she identifies. She's her, and they really like her. There's one school we went into that we decided to do some surveys before we went in. The views that came out of that school were horrifying. Gay people should all be put in prison. That's disgusting. They'd taken the time to actually write these words out. They were only tick boxes, and we did our role model workshops. And you don't make yourself fall in love with somebody, it just kind of happens and you can't control it. So whether that's with a man or a woman doesn't really matter. The more important thing is the way you treat that person, how respectful you are as a person. So the gender of that person is irrelevant. And I read some of those responses. The looks on their faces, they were completely shocked. The challenge to them was, as the older students, they are role models themselves. And it really worked. You know, at the end of the day, we were approached by some of those students. There's a couple of Muslim boys actually came up and spoke to us and shook our hands and said, thank you for coming in, because we know those attitudes exist and we've seen lots of our friends change their minds today.
I pledge to never use the word gay in a hurtful way.
I pledge to never intentionally hurt someone, whether it's emotionally or physically, because of who they are, what they believe in, or what they do.
I pledge I will not call anyone gay or call anything they do gay.
Pledge to accept anyone for who they are, never to make anyone feel alone, to be here for everyone.
I pledge to stop using the word faggot, as it is very offensive.
I will not say anything negative about gay people, and I will also try and prevent others from doing so.
Pledge to stop using the word gay in unnecessary terms.
It's great to get people in from businesses to see that actually it's still pretty difficult being in school. And the other thing is that they get to go back to work, having been in our workshops, and they feel really excited about the fact that their employer's supporting this work, that tomorrow's employees might not hold some of the views that they overhear in the canteen or on the trading floor still in 2014. I'm waiting for the day we receive a letter from a young person who says, 5 years ago, I was really struggling with what was going on in my life, and 3 of you came in and talked to my class about that, and I didn't say a word because I was petrified, but that changed my life that day and you gave me hope.